I just took a water break. This is not water all over my face though. It is sweat and it is 9 a.m. and that is very annoying. I didn't even put a sweat rag on today because I just knew I wasn't gonna sweat out here. I was so wrong. Anywho, that just means I need to hurry up. Okay, so first let me set the stage here. This is essentially a full sun situation. This area of my backyard gets maybe 6 to 7 hours of full sun every day. It's like dappled sun because the house, blocks some of the sun, but for the most part, this is a full sun situation. So as you can see, my strawberries are very, very dry. They don't like it. So I'm gonna give this one some water. This one's really been drying out quickly, I've noticed this year. There's also way too many strawberry plants, and that's a problem for another time. I don't plan to pot those or divide them because I am running out of space. So they're gonna have to just survive in this pot. So I'm gonna have to work harder to keep them more watered. So I'm gonna do that first. Oh, and just as a comparison, y'all, so this is the full sun strawberries, and then these are the shaded strawberries. Let's debunk the lies first off. They say that strawberries are full sun, but my people in the South, y'all, our strawberries cannot handle full sun and 3 degree temperatures. So we need to grow our strawberries. They prefer, and they do better, I guess, for us in part sun, not full sun. So I typically have mine in the shaded area once the temperatures get too hot, or I put them in the ground in a part shade situation. I think I showed you guys at the farm. I can't remember, but at the farm, they're planted in a part sun situation. And here I just do experimenting. So this is full sun. I already know how this is gonna go. But like I said, I don't have any other space. So I'm just gonna work to keep them more watered and they'll be fine. Strawberries are super tough. As long as I keep them watered, they'll be fine, which is not as, I see a weed, which is not as difficult for me here because I do catch rainwater off of my townhouse roof here. Shh, don't tell anybody, I'm not supposed to. I got this big barrel from the barrel yard here, and then I tapped it. I got this spigot on Amazon and I tapped this barrel, and then I just cut let me see if I can show you. I cut a hole in the top here for the water to go down, and then yeah, I just catch water. So I'm able to give them rainwater back here, and there's good pressure on it. Let me see, I'll show you guys. I got my little, obviously I need something bigger than this. Hold on. Okay, that's better. I got this from Publix. Used to be vanilla topping. Now it's my rain bucket or whatever else I use it for. Free. Call your local Publix bakery. Ask them if you can use it. But as you can see, it's got really good pressure on it. This is 55 gallons, if I remember correctly. And that fills up in like one rain cycle, a few hours, and then I have a full tank. So I'm pretty good until we get to the dry season. Then I don't have any rainwater because it's not raining, but I do have city water, and I have a filter on this one, so I'm able to water back here anyway. Okay. My poor strawberry needs some water. Okay, I am gonna use my little scoop for this because I'm working with one hand. All right. So we're just gonna give it a little water real quick. Oof, I see a lot of weeds that I'm gonna have to get to as well, which may or may not happen today, but at some point I'm gonna need to weed them. You see the water coming at the bottom? I usually water until I see water running at the bottom, but I have a lot of plants in here and I know it's about to get really hot, so I'm just gonna give them a bunch. The next thing that needs to happen is I need to ground my strawberries. Okay, so I am growing Juneberry strawberries. So there's multiple varieties of strawberries. a video for another time. But I'm growing Juneberry strawberries, so they finish most of their production by June. They are done. July, late June is normally when they start cloning themselves or propagating. And so I'm a plant hoarder, and so I like to ground all of my runners, because the runners are what are going to be new plant starts for next year. So I try to collect all of them, and the only thing you have to do to get your runners to root is to get in contact with soil. So it's called grounding, and so I'll show you. That's what I've been doing here. All right, so you'll see these are my strawberry plants, right? You'll see they're really happy. This is the crown, the center part here. You never want to bury this little section. It's better to plant your strawberry plants too shallow, not too deep, because most people plant them too deep. But you don't want the center of your plant, because this is where all the growth is stimulated. You don't want to bury that. So anyway, these are my strawberry plants, and you can see that right here, this plant, if I follow this little tendril here, it's actually, this is a runner. So this one plant is producing another plant. And then where you see these little, let me see if I can try to get it focused. There you go. These little brown bumps on the end here. Right. Oh wait, this is hard with one hand. Ignore the dirty nails. We out here working. Where this little brown bump is, those are the beginning of roots. These are all going to be roots that are coming out of the plant. And so this little baby, this will be its first year, and next year I'll plant this as its own plant, and it will produce strawberries for me. So all I have to do is give this base of the plant contact with soil. So because this pot is already crowded and I know I'm going to move these strawberry plants next year, what I do is put them in cups full of soil, and then normally I just sit a little rock on them to give them weight to make sure they stay in the cup and the wind doesn't blow them off or whatever. But then in like a week, I can just check and come give it a little tug, and I know that it's rooted in here. That one's also rooted. And I leave my little rocks because I'm gonna use those again. But yeah, these are totally rooted. So now I can cut this runner off from the mother, because the mother plant, here we go. The mother plant is what provides the unrooted runner with all the nutrients and moisture and all that stuff it needs in order to grow up and become its own full-grown adult plant. Think of this as like the umbilical cord, y'all. And when the baby gets big enough and it's growing on its own, and you see it's got another little new growth coming out from the crown here, the baby is ready to be on its own. So I can cut the umbilical cord. This will naturally just brown and fall off over time. But that takes too long for me because I'm growing in a small space. And I know from growing these for years now, I don't have to wait until this browns and falls off naturally. When it's rooted like this, it's firmly in here. Like I can cut the umbilical cord, or the mother cord. It doesn't need it anymore. So I'll cut this and then I move it. I have like a little strawberry nursery basically over here of all my little plants that I've started, my little strawberry plants that have come off of my little potted plants, so that I could grow them out full grown next year. So these are all my little runners that are now 1 year strawberry plants. So next year will be their second year in the ground. So these will produce fruits for me next year. So I'm going to cut the cord from these that I grounded last week, because that'll give me room to ground all these new runners, because I didn't show you guys. Hold on. I've got more runners here also hanging from the sides, all down here also. These all need to be grounded, and so I'm gonna, now I've cut the cord here. Oh, actually, this new plant is so well rooted that it's putting off its own new runners. So it's definitely ready to be cut from the mother. It usually doesn't take a week, but I usually just give myself a week because, you know, I'm pacing myself or trying to. So this new plant is now a mother plant, and it is producing a baby. And so I'm gonna root this one, I'm gonna ground this one here so that it will root in the same container with its mom. and then later I'll cut it. But I just make a little hole with my finger, a little indentation, and cover it lightly. You don't want to cover it because the crown is under here, so I don't bury it. And that's the reason why I use a rock, to just put a little weight, because it just needs to have contact with it, but you don't actually want to bury. So I'm not going to press the soil around this runner. I'm just going to leave a little light rock on it to give it a little applied pressure so that the base of the runner still has contact with the soil, but it's not buried. Okay, so in case you're wondering, I keep underneath my water barrel here, I covered this with all rocks, so that's where I'm getting my little rocks from. But you can use whatever you have to make. You don't want it to be heavy, but you just want to make sure it puts a little bit of weight, because you don't want to crush your runner stem or your umbilical cord, air quotes. You don't want to crush that, so you don't want a lot of weight. You just want to be able to make sure the wind doesn't blow the runner off. So let's see. I'm pretty sure these are all rooted because it's been a week since I give it a little tug. That's the test. Yep, rooted. That one's rooted too. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna cut the runner cords from the mother, and you see the cord comes over here, and this is the mother right here, right next to it. I usually put it nearby because it makes it easier for me to trace the runner, and also eventually I'm gonna run out of places to put my cups because I don't have too many runners, but that's why I try to keep up with them. Let's see. I'll snap this. And so then that one should be free. Oh, yeah, I waited a while on this one too. So this was a baby, but now it's a mother. It's making its own runners. So I'm gonna do, again, the same thing. I'm gonna grab some rocks from over here. I prefer flat rocks or a rock that has a little bit of a hump in it. Let's see. Yeah, a slight hump. So I know I'm not crushing the stem, but it's putting weight on it. And these are really light anyway, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna, there's not a lot of space in here, so obviously this is gonna get crowded really fast. So yeah, that's a bad idea actually. Plan B. Grab a cup. I keep like soil cups or just empty cups in here, and also in my storage closet. And see, this is just an old Starbucks cup. Shout out to Starbucks. That I found it amusing to ground my runners. So I keep soil cups this time of year because the runners just go crazy. Same thing, just gonna put a little soil under there, and I'm gonna put my rock on top, and I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Just gonna open it up a little bit. Oh, and you see the brown nubbies, those are gonna be roots. So I'm gonna put that over there, and then I'm gonna put my little rock just right there. And then in like a week, it's less than a week, but like I said, I check once a week usually, it'll be rooted. And then I had one more cup over here that I rooted last week that I'm fairly certain is also rooted. I'm gonna give it the little tug test. Oh, I can see already it's not rooted because it didn't have contact. You can see all these brown little nubbies. These are roots. My rock moved, and so all this has been above soil, so it hasn't gotten all the way rooted yet. But you can see it's got a few little roots on it. Not much. So what I'm gonna do is put it back in. So I'm gonna dig a little hole in here and put my roots down, and then I'm also gonna be sure to get all those little brown little nubbies under there too. And then I'm gonna put my rock, hopefully better this time. That rock's not gonna do it. I need a longer rock. Okay. Boy, I still need a, well, that should do it. Okay, there we go. I forgot about that. Push a little soil up around there lightly. Okay, and I'll check that in a week. That'll be rooted. That's better. Okay, let me check. I still have some more runners from last week. Some of my rock. Give it a little tug. It's very, very secure. So that one's ready to come out. Let's see. And just try to find where I follow the runner and find where it's attached to the mother plant. Oops. Oh, it's green. So this is the mother. I'm just gonna cut it off instead of waiting for it to naturally fall off, which kind of goes against everything I like to do, which is wait for nature and let nature do its thing and not interfere and all that good stuff, which sounds amazing. Except I'm out of space. So, I mean, actually, you know what? I know that I could fit 2 plants in here, and this one doesn't have a runner on it. So I'm gonna leave this pot over here, and I'm gonna ground. I saw another runner, I thought. Let's see. Oh, here it is. This runner is from this top pot up here, but it's long enough that I can ground it in this pot right here. So I'm just gonna scoop my little cup over, make a little hole-ish, a little indentation, maybe is more of a better way to describe that. And that is really dry, so I'm gonna water that too, but and I'm gonna put my little rock here, make sure it has contact. We're gonna take a time out and put some water because I'm gonna forget to do that because it is very dry. Super dry, I don't know why. We've gotten so much rain. Okay, actually I'll work this one too while I'm over here. Oops. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so that's all the runners from last week that I had rooted. Oh, wait, lies. I see another one over here. Let's see. I did one right here. And I can tell already that this one's rooted because I see that it has new growth coming out of the crown here, out of the center. So I actually don't even need to give a tug test, but for fun, give it a tug test. Oh, actually I should tug here, which is where it's actually coming into the soil. So that one's ready, and you can see the runner goes up here and here and here and here, and this is the mother right here. So I'm just gonna cut that cord, and I actually only have one plant in there, so I'm gonna use that cup too. I know from doing this that I can do 2 plants per cup, which, like I said, it's not a lot of space, but it's enough space just until I can get them planted out in the fall. I wouldn't suggest doing strawberries now because, like I said, this is their, first of all, it's way too hot, but also this is their time where they're focused on propagation, not production, and so you're not going to get any strawberries now. You're just going to stress out your plants. So now is not the time to be planting new strawberry plants, but it is the time to be caring for them and preparing for next season. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to produce more plants for next year. Okay, so this has 1 plant, that has 2. So this one I'm gonna put up here because I had some runners that weren't long enough to reach down there. Here it is, this runner. So I'm gonna move that cup here, and I'm just gonna put this runner into this cup. I'm just gonna make a little indentation and put it in there. I probably don't even need a rock on that one because it feels pretty secure in the soil, but I'm just gonna put it just to be sure. Okay, and so that's that. Oh shit. Lies. Here's another one. Okay. That has 2. That has 2. Oh, look over here. There's 1, 2, like 4 more runners over here. All right. So I need 3 more cups. So let me go do that. Oh, I need to grab some more cups. that. Who knows how many more runners I have on the other side. All right, use this one first because it's been sitting up here the longest. So what did I say? I need four cups. All right. And then all I'm gonna do is put some soil in the cups. Soil mix, like I said, this is old soil that I used from a plant that I took out. I always reuse my soil. There's no need to keep buying new soil, especially for grounding runners, strawberry runners, because they'll literally ground basically in anything. You don't actually need soil, but I'm putting mine in soil because it saves me a step of having to repot them later, because I know I'm keeping them in these cups until they move to my new farm when I buy my land. And so they're going to be in here a while, and I don't want to have to repot them. So I'm just going to put them where I know they're going to be for a minute, save myself a step later. I'm going to do the work on the front end. So I have a pot now, a cup. And where was I? Okay, this runner. Just gonna push it in there. I don't need a rock on that one. So it's really loose and it's down in there. This other runner, this one's gonna need a rock because it's really long and floppy. And so I know it's not gonna stay in this place because it doesn't even like that position. So I'm gonna grab a little rock and just put it right there. It'll be fine, it'll root. And then for these runners running on that side, I'm gonna grab another cup. Ugh, mosquitoes are coming out. I hate you guys. Okay, let's see. I just find any place to squeeze my little cups around the perimeter of my existing pot so that when it rains, the cups usually don't fall over, but sometimes they do, and it's okay. The plants don't die. They're really tough. Wow, this one's teeny tiny, but it's a runner. I see the little brown knot on it, so it's gonna be a root. So I'm gonna ground it. And I'm basically burying it, but you see, it'll be fine because it's still attached to the mother. So I'm not gonna kill it by putting it this deep. Normally, obviously, you wouldn't plant your strawberry plants this deep, but it's still attached to the mother, so it's actually getting all of its nutrients from here, and it's not fully buried. You know, you can still see it. It'll be totally fine. I saw another runner over here. Where's the other one? Oh, here they go. Oh, well, I'm gonna need another cup. There's actually three runners over here. I thought there were just two. Okay, let's see. This mama is pumping them out. So I'm gonna grab the runner that's closest to my cup that's on the left here. I'm gonna untangle them a little bit and figure out which one is closer to my cup. Managing strawberries is really like detangling a knotted ponytail most of the time because they really like to run all over the place and get all tangled up. I'm definitely gonna need a rock on that one because I'm basically forcing it to grow in a different direction than it was already growing. So let's see if I do. Another rock down here. I'm gonna try to do, oh, where'd you go? Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to make a little better indentation. Put it in there and then get some more soil over it. There you go, buddy. That'll be fine. And I dropped my rock somewhere. No, fine. I'll get another one. It'll be fine. Flat, not too heavy. It has a little curve to it. I'm just gonna drop it right there. Again, it's not pressing on the runner or the stem. It's just putting a little bit of weight. It's like a paperweight. Oh no. I see one of my, I was wrong about this runner back here. It does need a rock because it popped out already. Just when I touched it a little bit. So let me grab a rock for that one. Definitely when the wind blows, that one's gonna come out if I can touch it and it comes off. Oh, it's too big. That'll do it. So I'm just gonna drop it. And if the strawberry has an extension, like it's getting ready to start running, this is usually where I like to put the weight for my strawberries. I usually put it on this extra runner stem, not on the cord that's attached to the mother. Again, you won't kill it, but that's just my preference because I have killed. And you'll see, because this will wither, like where you have the rock will basically wither up, and that's how you know you basically killed the connection from the mother. You put too much weight on it. Okay, ask me how I know. Okay, and I have two more runners over here, so I'm gonna grab another cup and soil. I'm not sure where I'm gonna sit this cup because I'm kind of out of space, but I'm gonna squeeze. Oh, and I see in my untangling, I ungrounded this one that I already did here. So I'm just gonna put it back. Let's see. Come on, I'm gonna see how far these can go, so that way I can figure out. Oh wait a minute. Oh Lord. I see that I waited too long on this one because the mother made this runner, and then this runner made this runner that I already grounded down at the bottom. So I'm gonna have to redo my plan here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take this out, remove this one, and I'm gonna move this cup, because remember I disconnected this one already. Scoop this cup over, and then I'm gonna ground, where is it? Here it is. I'm gonna ground this runner that's making another runner in one cup together. So I'm gonna squeeze a cup right in there. I think I could do that totally. Like a glove. Yeah. Oh, you see, even if you don't ground it, it'll start making aerial roots, but it'll root more vigorously if you actually give it contact. That's why I ground them. But you can see it's been in the air and it's still setting off roots. This is the roots right here. All right, I'm just gonna make a little hole, push that down in there, cover it up a little bit. I'm gonna put a rock on that one just because, oh, you know what, I have rocks down here. I'm gonna have the pot. Just because I feel like that one's stubborn. And then that one made a runner already, and so I'm gonna ground that runner in the same cup. Push it down, and then drop a little rock on it. Okay, and then I had one more, right? Yeah, one more. Let's see. That one's not gonna move very far. It's not long enough to go anywhere else. So I'm gonna crowd it in this pot with 3 strawberries. It'll be fine. I'll have to probably up pot that because they're gonna outgrow that space very quickly, but it'll work for grounding. All right, rock, and it's done. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new pots over here that have at least 2 plants each, so 12, but I know one of them has 3, so I have 13 new strawberry plants growing out of this one container now for next year. And then I'm gonna go do the same thing over here. I'm not gonna bore y'all with watching me do that again, but you can see I've got quite a few runners here that I'm just gonna ground real quick. Oh, all on the side too. I've got some hanging there by the AC unit, so I'm gonna ground those real quick, and then I'll get back to y'all.
When I think about His grace appreciate. It's so amazing. No matter who we are, we know you'll never change. I'm in awe of how you keep doing something amazing.
Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys. I got all of the runners grounded over here. Hopefully you can see that the sun is like wild. But 2, 4, 6. So 6 new strawberry plants for next year growing there. I forgot I had actually put a strawberry plant in this little decorative pot on my little potting table that I have out here because I thought it would be cute. But it gave me some fruit. You can see it. They're dried off now. It actually produced fruit and it's giving me runners. So I forgot I had some runners over here on this table too. But I need to check out. Oh, I see more runners on this side that need to be rooted. But I think I did these maybe 3 or 4 days ago. So I'm just gonna give it a little tug. Yeah, see, it's rooted. So I'm gonna cut these off from the mother so I can move it down with its other first year sisters. And I can see, let me see if I got it. Oh yeah. Actually, this new plant is making one of the runners that I need to ground. I hate to squeeze 2 in here. I'm not going to. I'm gonna sit a cup next to it where I'm gonna put it. So I'm gonna move it over here with the other strawberry plants for now. Squeeze it in there. I like to keep them in the shade when they're newly establishing. Part shade. This gets like maybe 2 or 3 hours of sun each day. Because again, it's summer, and also they're still new, so I try to ease them into the sun. So when I cut them off the mother, I usually put them in a part shade or shady spot. So I'm gonna just root this one in this pot, and then I'm sure I'll have another one that I'll add to that pot later after it's big enough and I can cut off the mother. Then I can use this cup to root another runner, because these are going to keep producing runners. Usually they go until August. So I'm catching runners and rooting them for about a month, and then I have a bunch of new strawberry plants. Let me just root this at one more. Oh, I see it. I need another cup. Look at that. I actually used that whole stack of cups that I pulled out. Shocker. Strawberries produce like crazy. Alright, so I'm just gonna put this over here, and then I'm gonna just tuck it in. There, that should do it. I'll leave it there. I'll check it in a week. Okay, now for real this time. I think all the strawberries are done. Oh, let me show you. I was telling you that usually when I water, I don't know if you can see that, I let the excess water drip from this top pot down to this bottom to get a little extra water, because like I said, this one's super crowded. I knew I was crowding it when I did it, but anyway, it needs a little extra water most of the time. So the top pot waters the bottom pot with the runoff. Okay, strawberries are done for real this time. Okay, one more thing, and then I swear I'm done talking about strawberries. I just noticed when I was pruning and stuff over here. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like when the runner dries out and falls off. So it just shrivels up, browns, and then it disconnects from the runner. So again, you can let it naturally do that. That's what I did the first year because I was scared I was going to cut it too soon because I wasn't really sure when to pull them off of the mother. So you can let it naturally dry. It'll take a few months, but it'll eventually come off on its own if you want to just wait. But I promise, if you do the tug test, it'll be fine. They'll be great.
I'm in awe of how you keep doing something amazing.